The spirit in this ritual is older than humanity itself and has been asked for help for millennia. It can show you your place in the afterlife and offer you help if it turns out that you've damned yourself. To summon him, you must fetch some tools to an open field around midnight. It's important that you pick a night with a clear sky when Venus is at its brightest. The items you will need to bring include a blindfold, a piece of paper, and a pencil, wood for making a fire, and matches to light it up. It is worthy of noting that any other devices used to start a fire will result in compromising the summoning ritual. Last but not least, you will need a vial of your own blood, as fresh as you can possibly get it. Make sure you obtain this before you get to your chosen location, as it is not indicated to be bleeding during the ritual. Of course, this also translates into making sure you do this ritual when your monthly bleeding is over, if that may be the case. Those who have not taken this warning into account have found that any bleeding part of their body suffered necrosis the day following the ritual and eventually needed amputation. So please, proceed at your own risk. Now, that being said, once you are present at your desired location, begin by setting up a controlled fire. Sit down in front of it and make a list of sins you know for sure you have not committed. For example, I have not caused injury to anybody. I have not stolen something that was not mine. I have not cheated. I have not taken the life of an animal I did not need to feed on. Now surely the reader is aware that this is not an exhaustive list, and it can continue according to your specific sins. You are advised to take your time with this, for you cannot lie with your declaration. If any of the sentences you write are false, you run the risk of being trapped between worlds until the council decides whether or not you are worthy to return to the living. When you finally have at least 25 sentences on your list, open the vial of blood and pour it onto the paper, then throw it into the flames. It is at this point that you need to blindfold yourself, lie flat on the ground, and state, "I am ready to meet you, mighty one, as you come to guide me and those who depart from this realm. I offer you my blood to appease your wrath, as I humbly ask for you to guide me safely back home as well." Around this time, you will feel a rumble in the ground beneath you. Do not move. This vibration will only grow stronger for the next few minutes. Now pay close attention to what I am about to tell you. The moment you feel the ground beneath you gives way and you're on the brink of free falling, you need to take a deep breath in, as deep as you possibly can. Do not open your eyes. Simply believe when I tell you the guardian has opened the door for you to pass into the in-between realm. You will be in a free fall for what is probably close to 2 minutes. Of course, to you time will begin to lose its meaning as you descend into the in-between, so 2 minutes can easily feel like forever. But as always, have faith in my words, for you have nothing else to cling on to anyway. Eventually, you will land on a pile of bones. Somehow, you'll notice that you feel no pain and no bone appears to be broken. Well, not your own at least. When you are done questioning your sanity, get up and follow the burning flame. It will lead you down a long corridor where you will find a line of souls waiting to be judged. Do not talk to them. Do not touch them. Do not even think about them. Stay in line and wait. In a little bit, A portal will open in one of the corridor walls. A thin, white figure with the body of a male and the head of a bird will pull you through the portal. I suggest you don't fight it, lest you want to spend an eternity waiting in line to see the Great Spirit and ultimately take your place in the afterlife. This is not why you are here, though. You are here to cheat your faith. The Pale Man will take you to the throne of the entity you seek. He will not linger, for he is unspeakably terrified of it. Normally you should be too, but not today, if you have completed the ritual steps properly. You need not speak. The entity knows you better than you know yourself. It is seated on a throne of dark mist, and all you can see is a grey robe covering its enormous titan body. Its face is constantly surrounded by a storm cloud, and so you cannot make out any other features. Perhaps it is for the better that way. The entity will wave its gigantic hand, and you will be presented with 2 identical ivory doors. They are in no way, shape, or form different, and present no other marks or signs. You are now expected to choose. It really doesn't matter which one you go through, as this is the moment of truth, you see. This is when you find out your fate. Should you see that your fate is sealed in the heavenly realm, you can ask the entity to transport you back in the line with the other souls and wait for your judgment. On the other hand, if you still opt to return to your life and wait until death claims you, that is still a possibility. Finally, and I know this will interest you the most, should you see that your fate has been sealed and you are to spend eternity in pain, then you may ask the entity to postpone your judgment and allow you the time to change your life's trajectory. As a final word of caution, for those of you who see paradise and opt to return to the living, I should mention that it is not a guarantee. You see, you can still end up in hell. Your free will guarantees that. You could always mess up bad enough to end up on the other side of the gate. Now, if the ritual has gone well, then after viewing your afterlife, you will be taken back to the land of the living by another pale man. You can resume however you see fit from here. Conversely, if your list of uncommitted sins had even one lie listed, if you omitted any bit of the incantation, if you screwed up in any way, the entity is free to toy with your soul however it sees fit. You might at best end up in hell if it chooses to discard you, even if previously your fate had been set in heaven. This is its world. God cannot save you here. At the worst, well, nobody knows, for nobody has returned to tell the tale. Greetings, my little ghosts. It is a pleasure to be back, and a pleasure to be able to share some stories with you again. You see, unfortunately, I've had some issues, health-related, recently, which have not necessarily allowed me the time or the energy necessary for me to come up with stories, but here we are again. And I do believe things are starting to look better, at least I hope they still do, because I don't know about you, this year has been a shit show for me so far. Well, not completely, with little exceptions here and there, breaks if you want. But to let me know what else you would like to listen to in the future. And this is not necessarily part of the original plan, but I was considering maybe a podcast, of course related to our topic, which is, myths and legends and lore and spooky stuff as much as possible. So I'll be waiting to read your comments if you guys would like that. I don't think I'll have any guests, honestly. At least not now. Not in the incipient phases of such aforementioned podcasts, but you never know. You never know. Anyways, I wish you all a great rest of the day or night, whenever it is you listen to such stories. And yeah, I hope I will be able to join you again soon with a new creepypasta.